Hello, my fellows. This is taxes. We all pay them, but not all of us pay the same. Welcome to the world of the progressive tax system, a core part of how America funds everything from education to defense. But what exactly is a progressive tax? How does it work, and is it fair? Let's break it all down. A progressive tax system is designed so that the more money you make, the higher the percentage you pay in taxes. Unlike a flat tax, where everyone pays the same rate, or a regressive tax, where the poor might end up paying more relative to their income, progressive taxes aim to shift the burden based on ability to pay. In the U.S., the federal income tax is the most prominent example of a progressive tax, but it's not the only one. Capital gains taxes, estate taxes, and even some state-level income taxes can be progressive. So, how does it work in practice? The IRS uses what's called a marginal tax rate system. This means your income is divided into chunks or brackets, and each chunk is taxed at a different rate. In 2025, for a single filer, the first $11,000 is taxed at 10%. The next portion, from $11,001 to $44,725, is taxed at 12%, and so on, up to 37% for income above $578,125. But, and this is key, only the income within each bracket is taxed at that rate. That means if you earn more, your higher income gets taxed more heavily, but your lower income is still taxed at the lower rates. This is why you often hear people say, I'm in the 24% tax bracket, but that doesn't mean all their income is taxed at 24%. Only a portion is. Let's talk about a common source of confusion, your effective tax rate versus your marginal tax rate. Your marginal rate is the highest rate applied to your income, but your effective rate is your actual tax paid as a percentage of your total income. So while your marginal rate might be 24%, your effective rate could be 16% after deductions, credits, and lower bracket income. So, why a progressive system? The idea dates back to early 20th century economists, and even earlier thinkers like Adam Smith, who argued that those who benefit most from society should contribute more to its upkeep. During the Great Depression and World War II, progressive taxes helped fund massive public works, war efforts, and social safety nets. The goal? Redistribute wealth more fairly, prevent oligarchy, and maintain social mobility. It's also a tool for managing inequality. If left unchecked, wealth tends to concentrate, and the progressive tax is one way to push back. Not everyone agrees with the progressive model. Critics argue that high marginal rates can discourage work or investment, especially among high earners. Others say it creates loopholes, pushing the wealthy to use tax shelters, offshoring, or capital gains to reduce their burden. And let's not forget complexity. The U.S. tax code is over 70,000 pages long and growing. The more complex it gets, the harder it is to enforce fairly. Still, polls show that the majority of Americans support higher taxes on the rich, especially when the revenue goes toward healthcare, education, and infrastructure. Globally, the U.S. isn't actually the most progressive. Countries like Denmark, Sweden, and Germany have higher top rates, but also stronger social services. However, those countries often rely more on consumption taxes like the VAT, which should be regressive, meaning the overall system may not be more progressive when everything is considered. How does this all play out in real life? Take two people. One making $40,000 a year, another making $400,000. They both use roads, police, and public education, but the higher earner pays a bigger share. And remember, your tax burden isn't just income tax. Payroll taxes, sales taxes, property taxes. These can be flat or even regressive. That's why overall tax fairness depends on looking at the whole system. So, is a progressive tax system fair? That depends on who you ask. What's clear is this. It's central to how the U.S. government operates, and it's one of the biggest debates in American politics. Thanks for watching. Don't forget to subscribe, and hit the bell for more deep dives into economics, policy, and how the systems around us really work.